Hello and welcome. Welcome to Freedom in Lockdown. This is a series of conversations with Pakistani liberals that has been brought to you by FNF Pakistan, Fred Ishnaman Foundation, Pakistan, with me, Tauseeq Haider. Tonight, I am going to go into a conversation which is putting a lot of pressure on my shoulders because I'm going to talk to my mentor, one of my mentors who is one of the leading short story and writers and poets of Urdu language, and also one of the much acclaimed film writers and TV drama writers of Pakistani drama and media industry. The one and only Irfan Ahmed Urfi, but I am today as Tauseeq Haider. This guy has a lot to contribute towards that. He's the one who taught me communication. He's the one who taught me lifestyle and tolerance and mutual coexistence and pluralistic thinking. These are the things which I personally believe were there in me naturally, but Irfan and people like him helped me to discover myself. Thank you very much, Irfan Ahmed Urfi, for taking out time and for being part of Freedom in Lockdown. So Irfan Ahmed Urfi, hello and welcome.
Thank you very much, Tauseeq, for inviting me on this platform to converse on this medium. Actually, while introducing me, you mentioned the word mentor. But I believe that mentorship is always explored from within yourself, as you mentioned on your own. And what I guess a friend can do, he just gives you a space, he just facilitates you to explore your own talent, your built-in potentials. And that's what I guess my company or my friendship expedited or facilitated you. And this is your kindness, your love, your friend, out of friendship, you are just giving these kind of comments. I don't think so that I have ever been mentoring you or anyone else.
What has the contribution of FNF been on Irfan Ahmed Urfi, what he is today?
It's very interesting. My association with the foundation, I think it started in early 2002 or 3. I was introduced with this Liberal Forum of Pakistan. And if you remember, you basically introduced me with the foundation and Liberal Forum Pakistan. So I explored and I discovered that foundation approach to work with other people is very interesting, very interactive, and it always tries to give the platform to initiate the dialogue, to originate the dialogue, and which has been very rare in our society, because we believe in debate, we believe in confrontation, we believe in disagreement. Believe means that's what our cultural patterns were.
Yeah, true.
But foundation believes in the dialogue. Dialogue means that you definitely disagree with others' opinion, but you give the space and you respect others' opinion, and then you express yourself. So this is a mutual kind of communication, and the seminars, the training sessions, and the brainstorming sessions with the foundation have been very interesting and very substantial for me as a writer.
You are a writer, you're a mainstream television writer. You have, to your credit, one of the most amazing TV serials, and recently, your film Baji was one of the most well-acclaimed movies of Pakistani cinema. How do you think the contribution of Fred Ishnaman Foundation as a liberal political foundation in a person like Irfan Ahmed Urfi has contributed or has resulted in your work as a film writer or a TV writer? So how does that chain connect?
I guess that we must clarify ourselves by the word, what we mean by liberal, to be a liberal. I believe that to be liberal means to be extraordinary responsible. So liberalism actually educates you to be responsible as a citizen, as a whatever your profession is, in which relationship you are within your family, with the society, with the community. So, as an activist or as a member of the community, one has to play very responsible with responsibility. So, as a writer, the screenwriter, of course, what I learned from liberalism is that I always try to empower my viewer, my audience. I never wanted to be empowered myself, or of course, it's my communication, it's my expression, but I always give the space to my view, my audience. And again, in this globalized situation and in this digital era, uh, I guess that a view is already very empowered. He or she has a remote in his hand, and he can switch over to, he can surf wherever he or she wants to go. So you have to be in your, you have to be on your toes every time. You have to be very alert while communicating with your viewers. And that's what liberalism teaches you, to be generous and at a giving end.
Irfan, tell me about your experiences in Gummersbach, your experiences with other colleagues in FNF. You made, I know for a personal reason, you made very close, good friends while getting associated with FNF and while your interaction in Gummersbach. So tell me about that. How does it feel to be linked and synergized with liberals outside of Pakistan?
I believe that it's really very amazing experience while in Women's Park, and the way they conducted the trainings and the seminars and the mutual discussion is very interactive, very dramatic, and very theatrical at times. And it's very engaging, very participative. That's what I try to incorporate in my classroom if I have to teach a certain students, because I usually teach screenplay writing and storytelling. So I always I'm inspired by the module and the methodology that is usually applied by the federation, especially in Women's Park. And again, it's very memorable experience because in Women's Park you have a variety of people from all over the world, and they have their own backdrops, they have their own stories. And when you exchange your ideas with them, so it comes up with a very, very interesting universal experience. So it's really a very globalized and universal and diversified experience.
Are you happy with Pakistani youth of today? Because you are teaching them, you are associated with two leading Pakistani universities, and you are teaching them communication, media, and screenplay writing and all of that. Do they have the spark?
I'm very much hopeful. They have very strong and a very strengthful potential, and that needs to be explored, no doubt. They just need an environment of curiosity, an environment of questioning, an environment of asking new things, and they need encouragement, they need a breathing space, they need an openness, an open-mindedness, and I'm 100% sure that we can explore, we can find extraordinary talented generation in near future if we give this opportunity to our students, to our youth, to express themselves openly. They should be out of closet. They should not have any hang-ups, and all these cultural hang-ups, these cultural oppressions, or these hindrances basically don't let pave the ways they want to explore and I'm very hopeful, and they are very talented. Again, we need them to be more adventurous, basically, and but something terrible happens while they are in schools. Somehow, everybody knows that this is a universal fact that when kids are in prep or in primary classes or in their initial stages, so they are very passionate to ask, to put the questions, but somehow when they reach at upper grades and in the senior level, at senior level, when they become adults, so unfortunately they don't have questions. They are more grade oriented. They are more they just want to earn the certificates and the degrees, and they're more concentrated on that, but their curiosity somehow is lost. So but I guess that uh, the liberal fraternity needs to explore, needs to dig out, to break the ice, and they should expedite and encourage them to be curious. As long as they are curious, so their potentials will be explored.
If I give you a magic wand, what is one thing about Pakistan that you would like to change overnight?
Uh, it's very complex situation, and because the complexity of the across the world, the whole scenario of global politics basically is very interrelated with each other, and we can't segmentize, or we can't isolate ourselves with the rest of the world politically and socially and economically. So I don't think so that there should be any magic box. But again, you have an interesting question to get the answer. I think that we have to learn the coexistence, and we should have very good relations regionally with our neighboring countries. And if we see the EU model or other nations, so we have to have a very open trade exchange uh, to be uh, to be uh, uh, to be on one page with, at least with our neighboring countries, with Afghanistan, with India, with Iran, and in a way with China. Of course, we are already going to have good relations with China, and all these SAARC countries, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, because we have similarities in our culture, in our geography, in our chemistry, in our physiology. So even we have a common roots. So we need to learn a coexistence and to live with harmony.
So do you think, Irfan, that an EU model, a European Union coexistence model, can be successful in this region? And do you see this happening in your lifetime or my lifetime?
I believe that every nation and every region has its own peculiarities. So if we can be inspired by that model, but we have to explore our original scenario of coexistence, of harmony, of our mutual trade mechanism. So we have to explore our own thing, and I believe that. If it is initiated, so that can turn out to be a model for other nations, for other countries, for other parts of the world. So so we need to liberate ourselves to be with each other. And again, there are so many complexities involved, and everybody knows that because of the security reasons and other reasons. So but politically, we have to win this war.
One of your very interesting TV projects was banned because of being very, very liberal, quote unquote. So how do you see that? And how do you see the fact that actually genuine liberal writers like yourself do not get sometimes mainstream media space? And I know for a fact that you guys keep challenging, you guys keep asking questions for your own freedom as a writer, because your freedom as a writer is infringed. So how do you see this scenario? Are you still hopeful with the way Pakistani TV industry is moving? Do you think that liberal mindset writers like yourself are given an equal space to voice their mindset, or do you think the flight is crashing?
It's a very interesting question, Tauseeq, but I guess that every writer or every creative person, whoever is expressing him or herself through the medium of art. To be creative, it's very necessary prerequisite to be liberal. Liberal, as I mentioned before, to be liberal means to be responsible, extraordinarily responsible, very alert, very vigilant. One has to be culturally sensitive, and of course, gender sensitized, and all those sensitizations are very important for a writer. And the writers are always creative writers are always liberal in that context. So the writers and the liberals know how to pave the way to express themselves, even in a very uncomfortable circumstances, whatever are the challenges. But a writer but an artist know how to express, how to communicate, how to outreach the audience he or she wants to get involved, to get them engaged in his or her work. So it has never been a problem. But again, these kind of issues emerge off and on. I'm not the only one whose work is not very much acknowledged, or not acknowledged, not very much taken on the mainstream media. I'm not alone. There are so many writers, there are so many artists who still want to express and who still want to explore or discover their audience in our society. But they get the platform. It's not a big deal. So the show goes on.
What is Irfan Ahmed Urfi's dream to be fulfilled in the coming 10, 20 years?
I think the only dream of a writer is to accomplish his work, and to organize his creative work, to compile basically whatever he or she wants to leave behind. He wants to document his creative work. So that's what I am doing, and that is a never-ending task till the last breath. We have to keep on working. That's what the dream of every writer is, and that's what the dream of mine.
What are your regrets in life?
Not as much, I guess, because it's very natural that everyone has some regrets and some wishes and some wishful thinkings for his and her survival. But I think I guess that I should have studied psychology or psychiatry. So whenever I come across a psychologist, a clinical psychologist, or a therapist, the way he or she is interacting with the people. So that's what I guess that I should be a psychologist. But I never studied psychology professionally and academically. So that's what I not regret, but that's what my wish was.
Very interesting. One advice for the foundation. What is, since you have been associated with the Friedrich Naumann Foundation for many, many years now in Pakistan, and you have a lot of friends in Germany at the headquarters as well. So you know the structural and operational realities of the foundation. How is it working for the last about 30 years in Pakistan? So what could be your one advice to FNF Pakistan?
No, I'm not in a position to advise FNF, but my expectations, you can say that what I expect more from the foundation, as for we all know that foundation has been very friendly, culturally friendly, wherever foundation works, wherever in the world it works. So that's what in fact, because I find that I would definitely mention Arno Keller, who's a communication guru, and who has been even training you and me and everyone the communication. And so most of them sound as if they have the second home. Pakistan is their second home in a way, and they are German Pakistani German citizen. We find them. So that's what. But foundation works at a very grassroots level, and it's all agendas, or it's all what you say that all plannings and all scenarios are very culturally friendly and culturally blended. But we need more work in countryside at regional level to basically to spread the awareness of liberalism. Liberalism in this political philosophical context in this condition. Not liberalism, which is usually perceived culturally here in Pakistan, but the liberalism as a mechanism of governance, good governance, and an economic system. So that has to be still has to be educated.
Irfan, what a lovely session it has been. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for your time. And I look forward to seeing you in person after these COVID times have ended.
Definitely, inshallah, and thank you very much. I thank you, and I'm thank very much. I would say thanks to the foundation to give me opportunity to talk on this platform, and of course in this environment of lockdown. So we are enjoying our freedom.
Exactly, we are enjoying our freedom in this environment of lockdown in Pakistan. Thank you very much, Irfan. All the best for a very bright future ahead. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, my listeners. Thank you for joining me for this special session with Irfan Ahmed Urfi. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay in tuned for more sessions up ahead. And also do not forget to give your comments down under, and also to follow FNF Pakistan page, which is Friedrich Naumann Foundation Pakistan page, for more sessions like these. And if you are interested to know more about the liberal philosophy, the political liberal ideology, please follow the page. You will have immense interesting content to learn from and exchange views with. All the best. Goodbye. Good night.